Okay, so this is a headline from Huffington Post. Proudly sober Pete Davidson steals weekend update with penis news. The penis news that they talk about here is the comedian Pete Davidson recently announced that he has been sober now for a number of days after being on drugs and alcohol for the past 8 years. So Pete Davidson's 23 years old. So since he's been 15, he has been self-medicating. And his backstory is that his dad died in one of the Twin Towers on 9/11. He became a comedian at a very young age. He's used his dad's backstory. I've seen him on some of these celebrity roast rituals when I've covered those in the past. This gets to sort of the heart of the matter, what's wrong with Saturday Night Live and all these liberal democratic Hollywood type people and news media, because they're always coming out here and saying they're better than Trump and the Republicans. I mean, that's what this is all about. Pete Davidson comes on Saturday Night Live, this weekend update, this fake news segment, and he goes through the people that have had to defend Trump. And he slams each one of them disrespectfully, like he's on some sort of, like he's on a celebrity roast. It's roast type humor, which is always the worst and the most vicious. But here's a guy who just got out of rehab, and for his adolescent and most of his short adult life, including his span as a professional comedian and being on Saturday Night Live, he has been on drugs. He has been self-medicating. And his joke about this was that he said now that he's off alcohol and drugs, he's waking up with boners again. How is he getting up there and saying that he is better than Trump supporters? You know what I'm saying here? And not that Republicans are good or Trump is good or any of these things. And I want to make a series of videos about this, and some of them today, that our society messes up people, and that's what I really cover here on this YouTube channel. We're all messed up. We're all psychologically messed up. I'm going to make a specific video about this later on today. And this kid is really messed up. He's been self-medicating just to cope with life since he's been 15 years old. He got a job in a very prominent, on Saturday Night Live, and held that job. I think he's been on there for 3 years, has held that job. And in fact, he says that now that he's off drugs and alcohol, he's not as funny and not as interesting. So this psychological operation of Saturday Night Live, and we already know this because John Belushi allegedly overdosed. So you have all these people, that the writers and the people there that live in New York City are all abusing drugs and alcohol and thriving and flourishing in this environment, and specifically at Saturday Night Live. You think about all the celebrities in Hollywood that have to go through rehab. They all have, some sort of substance abuse issues, sexual addiction, and eating disorders and things like this, and just psychological breakdowns in general. And yet these are the people that are coming out there and saying, wow, look at these other people. They're so much worse than us. You're not even able to function in reality, because that's what drugs and alcohol do. In fact, so many people in our society are on some sort of medication, have to self-medicate just to cope. This is something that I did when I was a younger person, abuse drugs and alcohol, because it's messed up. Our society is messed up, and it's a whole thing's messed up. It's just not the Republicans, it's not the Democrats, it's everybody. And this is a fundamentally dishonest aspect of our civilization, because everybody wants to blame the other guy and say, well, they're more messed up than me. No, we're all messed up, and our society's messed up. The system's messed up. It's demonic. It's got negative energy. This is kind of the point of a lot of my videos here. You have to embrace God. You have to embrace a more natural way of being. The system is producing horrible human beings that are more self-centered, and they've got big egos. We all have big egos, and we're psychologically dysfunctional, and we're not living the way we were designed to live. and they just keep on pushing this agenda. No, we got to be more unnatural. We have to have bigger egos. We have to have split personalities. Our kids should be, healthy if they're trans when they're 2, 3, 4 years old. I've been talking about this in so many videos. That's what they're saying. Be more messed up. Get away from God. Get away from the natural aspects of life. Not that the Republicans and the right wing and all these people have the answer, because they don't, because they've had power before and they brought us farther away from God. I mean, religions have brought people farther away from God. People don't even understand this. They have put a middleman between people and God. So there's lots of blame to go around here. But right now, the people who are in power, and even though Trump, and I'm going to cover this in some future video, it doesn't feel like Trump is in power. It doesn't feel like the Republicans are in power right now, because the agenda that's being run through the American people and all of these, this, whatever you want to call this agenda, has been ramped up since Trump has become president. And it's far more so than when Obama was president. So, but that's something for another video. So I'm going to cover this later on today. This is Paul Romano reporting from the apocalypse. Everybody have a blessed day.